your top and how you lose your cool and how you look at me too. Say why? There ain't no fighting, no I can't stop it.
Hi my loves, and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another sit down. Yes, we are sitting. Let me push you guys a bit back because I just feel like you're a bit too close. Yeah, but welcome back. Yes, there we go. Welcome back to another sit down. This video is tuto. This video is proudly sponsored by Viya Health. Thank you so much to them. You know, we are discussing everything woman, for women, by women, everything that has to do with women. You know that Viya Health is right there with it. So today we'll be talking about postnatal depression. I think you guys know when my phone keeps hey one thing about tutor, she'll text, but I think you guys I think I'm very much happy that they gave me this topic to talk about because I experienced it firsthand. You guys know how I feel about experiencing things firsthand before I can actually talk about it. I absolutely hate having to talk about something that I've never been through because I feel like even if I do research, I will not like resonate with the topic because I did not experience it. You get what I'm saying? So everything that has to do with me going through this is something that I absolutely love talking about because I know it firsthand. And I wrote a few pointers down on my notebook. So if you see me look down, just know that I'm just writing it down because I never want to forget things that I want to talk about. I'm human. I'll definitely forget some of the things, but if I write them down, I'll know that I'll just refer to whatever I wrote and get back to, you get me. So I'm just gonna like do a little story time or like backstory of like, you know, where my natal depression started. So I had a baby when I was 19. I was still in high school. Why 19? Because obviously when you're 18, that's when you finish school. So I failed grade 11, right? So my mom took me out of that school and then took me to a private school, Metropolitan International College. So I was at Metropolitan International College, obviously met a boy, did things we're not supposed to do, then I got pregnant. Well, I didn't know, if you guys know my story, like my pregnancy story, I didn't know I was pregnant until I was like 6 months. I was not sick. I had no morning sickness. I had nothing, literally nothing. I just got super light, you get, but we thought, nah, maybe it's the contraceptives because my brother-in-law put me on contraceptives because I had told him that, nah, my skin is a bit of a mess, but that was the same time we didn't know what was actually happening with my skin. Like my whole body was just a mess because I didn't have acne. So they were like, okay, get on contraceptives, which I don't understand because contraceptives are used for, that's the story for another day. But yeah, so I hopped onto contraceptives, but it was that thing that I drink one at 9, I drink one at 5, I drink one at 10. It was just a mess. Also, my thing is I was at a school where we had after studies until 9 o'clock at night. So I'd leave school at like 9:30. I get home at like 11. I forget to even take the pills, you get what I'm saying? So it was just a mess on its own, you get. So I fell pregnant. I think also it was just a bit of a blessing in disguise because imagine had I found out that I was pregnant from the get-go and I'm doing my matric and stuff like that. I think that would have mentally messed me up. I think I wouldn't have been in a good space because I would know that I'm pregnant and school, and I think depression would have came way more than it actually did after the actual pregnancy and after the birth, you get me? So I'm kind of sort of grateful that it happened after instead of it happening before because I don't think I would have even been able to finish school with me being depressed, you get what I'm saying? So I gave birth to my beautiful baby boy on the 24th of October 2013. He was 60 centimeters. He was such a tall baby. He weighed 2.3 kilograms. And he was the most, why am I saying he was like, oh my God, he is the most amazing kid ever. The most amazing baby you could ever possibly think about. Well, he's not a baby anymore, but he's still my baby. But the first few months, the reason why I'm not gonna go too much into detail because I didn't stay with my child for that long. That's the thing. We finished writing, I think it was right about November, December, January. I had to go back to school. So I literally stayed with my son for a month and I left home for school, for varsity. You get what I'm saying? So my depression lasted it was a very short period of time. Also, I'm a person that gets over things very quickly. I am so grateful to God for giving me that, like, whatever, for me to I get over things like this. So the first month, sorry, let me say the first few months, because I gave birth in October, November, December. I left in Jan. Yes, I left in Jan. The first few months were the worst months of my life. I cannot even fathom. I can't even tell you what I went through the first few months. But also, I didn't understand what it was, because I didn't know the whole thing about depression until later on in life, when I actually was clinically diagnosed with depression. You get what I'm saying? Because I didn't deal with it before, and now it was all piling up because something else was causing it. You get me? So the first few months were the most horrible months of my life. First, it was that whole thing of, I'm young, teenage pregnancy. Oh, babe, you are just sleeping. I just feel like people just think that you're just sleeping around. You're sleeping with boys. Guys, I slept with this person once, and one time was all it took. One time was all it took for me to get pregnant. So the judgments, oh, babe, oh, people were judging me left, right, and center. The fact that I was sent to school to study and I came back with the baby was just sitting in another direction for me. You get what I'm saying? So that was the first thing. The judgments coming from people just set me alight. That was the spark that took me into a dark hole. Like I said, I wrote 5 of them here that I personally experienced, that I was just like, wow, this is it. So I'm just gonna name them. So obviously, besides the whole judgment thing, it just felt like, okay, you're still young, you had a baby, you don't have a house of your own, you don't have a car, I had nothing to my name, nothing but my baby, because that's something that I created. So I just felt like I'm a burden to my mom. She has to feed me, she has to feed my child, she has to feed me to varsity. It was just a lot. Like, it was a whole lot. So the first things that I experienced was sadness. I was always sad. Like, I was always sad. After the birth of my child, I was never happy. The fact that you have created a life and you have brought a new life into the world should make you happy, because a baby is the most amazing time of your life. But I was the most saddest human being in the world. I think it went to an extent where I didn't even want to be in the same room as my baby, because that's how sad I was. That's how I couldn't stand seeing that I brought this person into this world. I can't even take care of this person. I can't even buy this person Pampers. I can't even buy this person clothes. I can't even buy this person food. But yet I decided, and I took the decision to bring this person into the world. I never, ever, I'm sorry, take it how you want, but I will never, ever say a baby's a mistake. I knew what I was doing. I definitely knew what I was doing. Each and every single individual that has had a baby knew what they were doing. Guys, we are adults. And as much as we're young, I feel like we know, hello, they teach us. And our parents might have told us that if you have sex, unprotected sex, you definitely will have a baby, or STD, or HIV, or whatever. So there's no way you're going to be like, it's a mistake. No, it wasn't a mistake. So it was just full of sadness and regret that, listen, I could have done something, but do you see? So it was just sadness. I was not happy. I was not happy at all. I was always sad. I was always questioning myself. Why would you do this to yourself? You threw away your future. You easily could have just been something that, I don't know, like, I told myself that maybe I would have been a doctor. Maybe if I tried to like study like harder and do something, well, I'd be something. But no. And I didn't pass there where I wanted to pass. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously now I was pregnant and my baby's sitting down here on my belly. I can't do a lot of things, because you get. So there was a lot of sadness in my life in that period of my life, which was those few months that I had to be home until I went to varsity. I was forever sad. I had mood swings. I had, like, sadness was just, I was a walking cloud of sadness. Like, that was the number one thing that I faced after my pregnancy. Like, postnatal depression had me by the head. Sadness was just something that I experienced every day of my life. Like I'm saying, you're supposed to be happy that there's a whole human being that you brought into this world. Well, my mom was happy. My mom was over the moon. Okay? But to some extent, let's not say she was happy. She was happy to some extent, because she's raising a boy now. She's always raised a girl, which was me. She's raising a boy, and she was fortunate enough to be there when her grandchild was born. You get what I'm saying? So for her, I feel like to an extent my mom was super happy. With me, on the other hand, I was in shambles. I was in shambles. I didn't want anything to do with life. So that was number one. The sadness that comes with you bringing a child into this world is just a lot, especially if you didn't plan for them. Like, that's when I knew that like planning for a baby is something that in the near future I'll definitely look into, because I never want to do that ever again. It's been 9 years. I'm not playing with that. I'm not playing with having another baby anytime soon. So yeah, sadness was just the number one of everything that I went through. And the second one was feeling overwhelmed. I think because you are new to this, and this is not just because I was young, I feel like this is every single mother. This is something that is new. This is something that is, you've never experienced this thing ever in your life. You don't know what it is. If you're going into a new grade, you don't know what to expect, right? But halfway through the year, which is like maybe the third term, I need to this first term, second term, third term. The third term, maybe you're now used to it because you've been studying this thing for the past 6 months. You get what I'm saying? So you being overwhelmed, waking up in the middle of the night, you have to feed somebody relies on you to bath, somebody relies on you to feed them, somebody relies on you to cradle them when they're crying. It's just overwhelming. You get what I'm saying? And my thing is, I'm even worse. I was a child. I'm not used to having to take care of another child. It was just overwhelming. I had a very severe amount of being overwhelmed because it was just something new to me. Like, I was just like, what on earth am I going to do with this person? So feeling overwhelmed is also part of something that played a very big part in my postnatal depression, because I was just like, wow, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I remember this one time, Bustani was drinking milk. So when I was drinking milk, he was lying flat. So you know when a baby is drinking milk, you have to like hold them up so that obviously everything can go down like properly. I didn't know what I was doing, so he was just lying flat. He drank that milk. I don't know what happened. Everything just came back and went inside his nose. I screamed for my mother. I remember my mom was upstairs. I screamed so loud, my neighbors heard me. I screamed for my mom. She came running down because Buzan was like, I don't know, he was doing this. I was just like, oh my god, I am going down for murder, because wow. I screamed for my mom. My mom came rushing. She took him, held him like this, and then she started like sucking everything out with her mouth. I was just like, this is a lot. This is a lot for me to. How am I sucking another? Yo, she sucked everything out, spit it, and then he started breathing properly. And then I just started crying because I was just like, okay, I nearly killed this child. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what on earth is going on. You get what I'm saying? So I think it goes back to the second one. I say you just feel overwhelmed because you don't know what you're doing. You just have to wing it. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like it would have been better if I was older instead of me being young, because I feel like my mind wasn't even like all the way like cooked. You get me? So it was so tough. It was so tough. And then after that, we took him to the doctor just to make sure that he's okay, because he was just, what I saw was just very scary for me. So we just took him to the doctor. Sorry, he was fine. Everything was okay. They took blood work. Like, my mom was not playing. My mom was like, I want you to take everything to make sure he's okay. So he was okay. And then we went home. And then from there on, still, I was just like, I don't even know if I can even touch this child, because what am I going to do? So I think that's when my mom started actually being too hands-on with him after that whole scary situation, to an extent where I felt like I'm just useless, because I can't even take care of a human being. I'm literally just useless. Like, the same person that I brought into this world, I can't take care of him. That's when he started sleeping with my mom. That's when my mom started doing everything. Like, the only time that I'm supposed to be with Busani was when my mom was there. But we can't be left alone together because my mom just don't want to kill this baby. He gets so, I was super overwhelmed, and that was just one of the things that I think now, if I had to have a baby again, I know how to go about it and I won't feel that type of way. You get me? So yeah. The third one is crying spells. I was crying every day. I think I was crying from regret. I was crying from being judged. I was crying from not knowing what to do. I was just like, if you just look at the points that I've mentioned so far, they literally go hand in hand, because I'm crying because I'm overwhelmed, I'm crying because I'm being judged, I'm crying because I'm sad, I'm crying. You get what I'm saying? So it's just a pattern of ongoing stages in your life that you have to go through in order for you to get to a point where you're just like, okay, I'm good. So crying is just one thing that I used to do a lot, but I also felt like it kind of made me feel a bit better about the situation and what's happening in front of me right now. But I was definitely crying because it was just a lot for me to take in at that present moment. So there was this one time when Busani was crying. I don't know why I was crying. My mom left him. My mom left me and him. She went to church. He cried so much that I started crying. We just cried together. We just started crying together. I swear, like, I was holding him, asking him to keep quiet, but I'm crying because I'm just like, I don't know what to do. This is a whole lot. You get me? So yeah, crying spells are going to be there every single day. Like, you're gonna feel like, okay, I'm in hell right now. But yeah. The fifth one was changes in your sleep cycle. Of course, there's a new baby. Babies have their own sleeping patterns. I don't know how God decided to make it, but babies have their own sleeping patterns. When you're awake, he's sleeping. When you want to sleep, he's awake. It doesn't make sense. So that also like caused a bit of commotion, because you don't get much sleep. You get what I'm saying? You don't get much sleep. Now you're just like, you're not working, you're not functioning properly, because you're not sleeping like you used to before. And like, sleep is super important, guys. I think this is when the whole nannies and the grannies come into play, because your grandma will like help you, or your mother will help you to be like, okay, you go rest, sleep. You get what I'm saying? I felt like, and I don't want to say this in a bad way, but like, it's not like my mom was punishing me, but it was definitely a lesson, because she did not care much about my sleeping. Like, she wanted me to be on top of things. At the end of the day, that's my baby. So I didn't sleep much at all. Like, I did not sleep much at all. And I think the fact that you are fatigued, the fact that you are tired, the fact that this baby is not sleeping when you're supposed to, you're just like, what the hell is happening? Like, can I just be fine? Can the baby tell me if he's fine or whatever? But that's it. The next one was loss of libido. I think after that also I was scared. I was scared that I'm gonna get pregnant. Like, I was super scared. Like, I was drinking my pills every single day at 6 o'clock. At 6 p.m. I was drinking my pills. I never wanted not even one small mistake to occur to be like, okay, I'm gonna fall pregnant again. No, I had PTSD from falling pregnant and from experiencing everything that I experienced. So I had no form of wanting to have sex again, wanting to be intimate again, because like I said, I had PTSD. Like, I remember the first time I had sex, I literally went to, and that was like, I think after a year. I remember I had sex after a year. The first time I had sex, I definitely went straight to a pharmacy, and I asked for morning afters. I waited for my period like a hawk, because I wanted to see. That was the first time I was so happy to see my period ever. So I haven't made a mistake ever since. I've been very, very careful for the past 9 years. I only had one pregnancy scare. One. Oh my God. I nearly screamed. So I had one pregnancy scare, and something else that happened that was very, very, if you have Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, you'd know of my miscarriage. So that was just one thing that also put me off, like, again, from having, it's just a lot. So it takes a while for it to come back, but for me it took a whole year. So, but I'm super, super careful now. Like, I do not even play when it comes to that. Like, I don't even play those games. So how did I take myself out of it, if you may ask? I don't think I took myself out of it. I think me not being in that environment, in as much as this will sound so bad, me not being in that environment, and by that environment I mean me not being in Nelspruit, me not being with my son, kind of sort of helped with my depression, because I wasn't seeing this. You get me? I wasn't actively there. I couldn't see any of it. I was in school with new people, with new friends, living my best life. But I think if as a parent that you can't run away from this, you would need to see somebody. You'd need to see a psychologist. You need to see somebody that will help you get over this, but also the help of your spouse, the help of your parents or your grandmother, whatever, people that are next to you that can like alleviate all of the stress, alleviate you having to constantly be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, give you a break. I think a break is needed. Once in a while, your husband is like, babe, go to the spa, have yourself a spa day, the kid is fine, we'll take care of the baby. You need that. You need that. So I think having a very, very strong support system is definitely something that you might want to look into if postnatal depression is something that you're suffering with, you see. So having a partner that is supportive, having family members that are supportive, having the time to yourself sometime is very, very, very crucial for you. Like, I think with me, having the time to myself, because obviously I left and I went to school, that was me having the time to myself. I was not there physically, so that kind of sort of helped me. So you see, the a small amount of time that you can have to yourself, I feel like it can literally attribute or contribute to you being okay. You get me? But most importantly, like I said, I feel like the help of our partners or the help of our grandmothers or whoever to be there to alleviate all the stress is literally all we need. Like, I just think a mother should not go through anything alone, especially if that baby was brought by two people into this world. Do you get what I'm saying? And in as much as our grandmothers or like our mothers, like my mother, they love their grandchildren, and it's not like you consistently always like keep throwing the child at them, but you giving her the child for like a weekend and you having the time to yourself, that can literally alleviate some stress from you, because you are just away from it for this little amount of time. Also, you just gathering to yourself to be like, okay, I love my baby, I love my son, but I also need time to myself because this is new to you. Like, it's overwhelming. And I feel like once you do it the first time, the second time may not be that hard because you have gone through it before. You get what I'm saying? Maybe your second baby will be easier because you've gone through it before. But like I said, you just need the immense amount of support from family and friends. You get me? So that you can get through this. Like, it's so hard being a young mother, but it's also hard being like a mother when you're like older, because this is foreign. You get me? So it's the same as marriage. Like, you know that song from Matrimony, you leave your planet to go to someone else's planet. It's new. You're taking the leap of faith to like jump from your planet, from your comfort zone, from you being Oli to being now Busani's mom. You get me? So just like now, I'm jumping from me being Oli, I'm gonna be a full-time mom. Like, I'm gonna be a full-time mom. I'm gonna be a soccer mom. I'm gonna be a rugby mom. I'm gonna be all the moms in the world. So it's a very, very exciting experience for me that I'm going to be taking. So I think that is how I managed to not to stop. I don't want to say to stop, but I think that's how I managed to get over my postnatal depression, by like taking time out. But also with me, it was by force of will because I had to go to school. But you as a mom, you can take some time out, go to the spa, go to the things that used to make you happy, and revert back to them. You get what I'm saying? Because postnatal depression is something that is really, really, really real. And a lot of women go through it without even knowing. That's why I'm saying I didn't even know I was going through this until I was clinically diagnosed with depression. And that, when I was going through therapy, was another thing that contributed to me. You get? So seeking help is literally one thing that you need to do from the bottom of your heart. You just need to sit down with yourself to be like, okay, I need help. And if you feel like this is what I just mentioned, some of the things that I just mentioned are things that you are going through right now, it's best to just seek help, because it's going to build up sometimes to an extent where you even resent your child because you feel like they took a lot away from you. You get me? There's days where you look in the mirror, our breasts are sagging, we have stretch marks, our stomachs are sagging, our thighs are not the same, and you're just like, this child took a lot from me. Now you resent the baby because you won't be the same woman that you were before the baby. You get me? So seeking help might be something that we all look into if we had babies, or we even think about having babies. Especially, I think children being planned is 10 times better than just having a surprise pregnancy, because I feel like you kind of sort of brace yourself, in as much as you can't brace yourself for what's coming, but you kind of sort of brace yourself for what's coming. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, if, like I said, things that I mentioned are hitting close to home, or you feel like you resonate with them, I just think it's best you ask for help from your husband, your, I don't know, whoever, the person that you feel safe to ask for. You need to ask for help so that you can just alleviate some stress from your life. You get me? So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. I hope you guys do love what we talk about. You do love what we talk about with Viya. It's literally such an amazing initiative. I will leave everything for you down in the description box for you guys to go and check them out on all social media platforms. What we are doing for women, what Viya is doing for women, is absolutely exceptional, because like I said, it's for women by women, and we're here to teach women each and every single thing that we need to know about our bodies, especially things that, or especially topics that are taboo right now in the world, people that don't even talk about them. You get me? So thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate you, and thank you so much for 100k. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And once again, please do check out Viya on all social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, no, Facebook, Instagram. I will link everything in the description box for you guys so that you do not even get lost. So I wish everybody also comes to the events that we'll be doing for Viya, because we will be definitely be doing outreaches to talk about things that I said that are for women by women. So I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye.
I love the way you pop your top, and how you lose your cool, and how you look at me too, say why.